Right, good evening everyone, it's me, Fran. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a few new subscribers that came over from the C unit. So Curtis shouted me out in the comments and then I called him Curtis Shawverts. And then the chat was calling for me to get a timeout. But luckily I escaped it, and welcome to a few new members over from the C unit. Curtis Shaw, for those who don't know, best channel out there. I love that guy. So yes, welcome, and welcome to you guys, the regulars. Hello, Phil. Hey, hope all is good with you too, Phil. Hello, Ranted Pumpkin, and big up, Ravi. Nice to see you here. So a bit of housekeeping. Remember to hit the likes, as always, on your way in. I've been away for a week, and so much has happened in the Arsenal world. Can't wait to kind of chew the fat with you guys, work out where you sit on things like Arteta. So Arteta called out VAR. That was nuts. Partey's out till next year. Surprise, surprise. We lost to Newcastle since I've seen you last, and we won against Sevilla. Have we got better from the Newcastle thing? I haven't even seen you guys since then. So we're going to touch on all of it. Don't you worry. And talk about the squad, talk about Havertz, just everything Arsenal that's happened over the last week. So sit back, get a cup of tea. I've got a Pepsi Max. I'll be on for about an hour. We're just going to go over all of it. And of course, look ahead to Burnley, where I expect that we should get the dub, the 3 points. So if you give me a minute, let's get into it. So you guys know what time it is. It is PowerPoint time. So as I said, we're going to be go throughing. I actually can't today. I'm so tired. You guys, you might have seen on the community tab. Make sure you keep checking the community tab, by the way, because that's where I kind of keep you updated on when the next stream's going to be and stuff. But we were short-staffed last week for my sister's gardening business, so it was just me and her all week. And in the UK, it's just been torrential rain. So I was getting back at like 5 or 6 at night, absolutely like soggy, flooded, freezing. And then by the time I just got straight into bed, I had no energy for streaming. I'm so sorry. But oh my gosh, look, so many of you here already. So that's kind of why I've not been around, and just various life things. But we're back and there's a lot to catch up on. So let me say hello to you guys who are in the building for now. So as hello, Mr. Arsenal podcast, everyone subscribe to Ryan if you haven't. Oh, and speaking of Ryans, thank you to Ryan Gilbert, if that's one of you guys, who went onto my website, Goal Artso, and ordered one of those prints behind me of my painting. So thank you so much. Getting that shipped over to the USA. And Jordan, mad game for you guys, Liverpool to lose in the Champions League. Wasn't there a dodgy VAR thing? We're going to get into the VAR stuff, don't you worry. Fantastic is back once again, says Ravi, like the Renegade Master. The Renegade Master. That's a song, isn't it? Thank you. Yes, I'm back. Sorry, it's been a while. Bernie, hello. Evening to you too, Bernie. Oh, just don't ask Mr. Arsenal about his thoughts on Partey. Okay, I presume that's not good. Frank, quick question. How do you get your van out from the mud? Okay, so that's on the community tab too. Me and my sister, like the neighbor was walking past, like dog walking, and he saw the situation. So he went and got some other neighbors with like a van, and they pulled it out. It was a whole mess. Honestly, it's just been horrible to be a gardener. It's fine in summer, but times like this, no. Arsenal 5-0 Burnley. Okay, that's a good score prediction. I'll tell you my score prediction. I'm not as confident, but Hey, you've got a cool profile picture. I've just noticed that too. Oh, Phil saying, so annoyed with Arteta today after saying Rami is important to the team. This after he binned him days after playing for England. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in the news section. That's funny that you're annoyed with Arteta. To be fair, it did seem a little bit... I was reading that press conference and he was saying how Ramsdale is so important and all of this stuff. And it just felt like waffle, cap, all of the above. I think I even said out loud to myself in the car, like, play him then. Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke. Coffee, it's 11 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. Where are you? You must be an hour ahead. For us, it's 10 o'clock. Would like to see Cozier do restart tomorrow. Is he midfield, Brenny? Remind me. But I do wish there was more integration between the youngsters and the first team, especially when we're so short of players right now. Oh yeah, Europa League. Sorry. Hey, 8 likes already. Thank you. Static is here as well. Question, where does Smith Rowe fit back into this team? Well, first of all, he has to be uninjured. And then truly the left 8 position. No one has claimed that position. Havertz, he looks better in Odegaard's position, to be fair, but he's not staked his claim to the left 8. Vieira sometimes plays there, but basically no one has stepped in to fill the boots of Granit Xhaka. So either someone's going to have to do that, or Arteta's going to have to shift things around so we don't need that Granit Xhaka box-to-box type thing. But it's such a crucial part of our team, and no one's really stepped up to the mark. It's a huge area of concern for me. So Rented saying, accept the fact that we're going to sell Rambo in the summer. Arteta has to say things like this, otherwise his value would drop. Yeah, it's a good point. It is a good point. I just really feel for Ramsdale, and it'll be cool to see him get game time in matches like Burnley, Sheffield. However, I don't know. I just really feel for him because if we do sell him in summer, then he might not be picked for England because he won't have got the game time at Arsenal. And Southgate was saying that, yes, that is taken into consideration when it's Ramsdale, but not when it's Harry Maguire or Calvin Phillips. Those guys, ridiculous. Did I hear you right? Havertz look better in what? Oh, hello. I thought he was playing where Odegaard was. He looked a little bit better because Odegaard's been injured. But when I'm talking little bit, I mean microscopic. I'm trying very, very hard with this guy. Tiny, tiny, tiny improvements, but nowhere near the level that I need to see. Maybe I'm just deluding myself at this point. I want Havertz to work so badly. It's a real disaster, though. It's a real disaster. I would happily cut an end to this project and sell him in January. I'm sorry. Just what's happening at the moment, the dialogue around Havertz is exactly what we said would happen, what I predicted, what we've seen them talk about in Chelsea for the last 3 years. It's exactly the same and so predictable. Like, why on earth did you think that anything would change? I don't know. It's a real crazy deal. He's no good. Every time he plays, we play with 10 men. Yeah, I agree. Hey, Mr. Arsenal. So I think if VSR is back tomorrow or the game after the international break, then stays injury-free, I think he would take over the Xhaka role properly. I would love that. I mean, he just needs a bit of time to get back into the team. He's been out with injury for so long, and it's a real perfect position for him. So I really hope so. Right, you guys, you're too distracting. Let's get on with the PowerPoint. So, as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about latest team news, some injury stuff, a bit about Gareth Southgate, some interesting Burnley stuff. Then a quick roundup of Newcastle, Sevilla. I haven't seen you guys since then, so you're going to get my thoughts on it. The Newcastle game for me was horrendous, and we'll go into that. And the VAR stuff as well. And Sevilla was a bit better, but I don't think it was as good as some people think. I'm still a little bit worried about the midfield especially, but we'll get into it. Then we'll talk about, in terms of the Newcastle thing, the whole Arteta thing. I'm not going to dwell on the inadequacies of VAR too much, but rather kind of talk about what needs to change and how, as a fan base, we can make that happen. But I do think he was right to call out VAR, and I will get into that. And I do think it was right for the club to back him too, So yes, did we look better at Sevilla than Newcastle? I didn't hugely think so, but there were a few key factors that were really great that I want to see continued going forwards. For example, Trossard up front. Sorry, Nketiah. We'll just touch on Newcastle really quick, Phil, because I didn't see you since then. It took me so, honestly. I wouldn't be doing my duty as a content creator if we didn't touch upon it very quickly. And also we've got a Burnley preview. So I've got my starting 11, get your starting 11s ready, and get your score predictions ready, okay? So let's get into it with the latest Arsenal news. As I said, these are our most recent results. Horrible defeat to West Ham. I did a review of that. I was really angry. Go back and watch it if you didn't. I felt we let down Declan Rice. Horrible performance, horrible lineup, horrible everything. And things got even worse at Newcastle, where we lost 1-0 and everyone was blaming VAR, but we only had like one shot on target, which we just looked lackluster. We were slow. It was a horrible performance besides the VAR thing, which was also very dodgy, of course. And then Sevilla, thankfully a win, but Sevilla did not show up. They were not. I would have been so disappointed to be a Sevilla fan in the stadium, having made the trip all the way over to England. That team just had nothing going forwards. Defensively, they were okay, but they didn't, even when they were a goal down, 2 goals down, they weren't even trying really to get forward. It was so disappointing. But Arsenal got the job done. Feeling a bit more positive, but we'll see how it goes in the Premier League. So the latest news, this is a new section I've got for you guys. Rancid Pumpkin saying, if you can't see the progress Havertz has made, then you don't know ball, obviously. I mean, for him, I'm just really watching and going like, oh, he's touched the ball. That's a positive. Or, oh, he's done a pass. And, for everyone else, this is just par for the course. This is what's expected from a player. Whereas when he does it, I'm like, oh, baller. No, it's not good enough. Right. So this VAR committee thing, apparently it's like 5 independent people. They have come out saying that it was the correct decision to award Newcastle United goal against Arsenal, panel rules. And I just feel that's like them like putting their foot further on Arsenal and squashing them even further into the mud after the hammering that I believe Arsenal and Arteta have unfairly got this week about this goal that we conceded at Newcastle. But should we have conceded it? Should we not? I think, yes, it should not have been a goal, basically. I'll cut straight to it. Enough waffling. Clearly that foul on the back of Gabriel, it's a foul, let alone the offside thing. But this has been spoken about to death. There was a potential, the ball going like out of play, and then there was an offside too. So clearly it shouldn't have been a goal. But then I think the reaction of pundits like Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher, the opposition fan channels, Spurs channels have been doing it. West Ham, not Newcastle channels were doing it, like calling us crybabies and stuff. Has just been like so out of order, because we know that in a week's time when this happens to their team, they're going to make a similar statement. The managers are. They're going to have to, if it carries on being this bad. The managers are going to have to speak out, and then they're going to look like idiots for like crapping on Arteta and Arsenal. I personally think it was fantastic that Arteta did come out, and also it was big for Arsenal to back him. I just think all these people look like so bitter and ridiculous, like having a go at Arsenal for that. I think every club and every fan needs to call out the VAR inconsistencies that are happening all across the board, even if it's not for your team. So I do agree that it looks a bit sour grapes because we did lose, but I think it's a really good start. And what Arsenal need to do now is put out statements about the decisions that are going against other clubs, or perhaps that go in our favour. And then that removes that, like, oh, Arsenal are just bitter. And every club, every manager needs to do that. So, for example, the ridiculous Rashford red card in that 4-3 capitulation against Copenhagen, which, by the way, was chef's kiss. It was beautiful. Wolves have been done so dirty. I think that was a dodgy Liverpool decision. So, hey, you don't even think it was a foul. To be fair, like, I think, okay, even if that goal at Newcastle was, like, it wasn't to be fair, like clear and obvious. I think it was more, Arteta's reaction was more like a boiling pot of all the things that keep building up and we keep seeing across other teams, across the whole league. The fact that it's just an absolute joke, the refereeing, it's ruining the game for me. But I think we just need to put aside the club rivalries and all come together a bit like we did for the Super League to like stamp this stuff out. I think they need to completely rehire like all the well, not all of them, most of them, like the old boys club, or maybe put in like brand new, fresh face, like professionally trained, like VAR people that don't know all the referees that are on the pitch. I think the whole thing is just so twisted and broken, and the more managers and clubs that call it out, not just for the decisions that benefit them or make them lose games or lose points, but call it out for every single bad decision, then something might finally get done about it. But yeah. Mr. Arsenal says it's a complete cop-out by the powers that be because they know the goal can't be taken off Newcastle and don't want to look suspect in their jobs. Yeah. And Curtis Shaw was saying that the same report, they keep saying, like, clubs like Wolves that aren't getting the same level of scrutiny as Arsenal, they're saying, like, yeah, we actually got it wrong there. Like, Wolves deserved that. Wolves deserved that. But because there's so much media spotlight on this, I just don't believe a word that they say. I don't believe a word. And why haven't we heard the audio? They're definitely like hiding something there. Why do you hear the audio? There's no like procedure when a club or manager comes out against this stuff. Like sometimes they'll release the audio. Sometimes there'll be a Howard Webb apology. I thought we could call him Coward Webb. Yeah. So they just do whatever like makes them not look as bad. And there's no transparency. I think there should be this when a manager makes a complaint or a club makes a complaint, the audio should be released. The transcripts released. That's a good first step. And then have it looked at by someone, something, I don't know. The whole thing is just so corrupt. I can't even. So untransparent. I also stand with Arteta and Arsenal. I hope all you guys do too. Hey, Jack Stone. Hello. So yeah, the whole VAR thing, we'll talk about it more as the season goes on. But anyway, Thomas Partey. I think it's time we talk about Thomas Partey. And I'm sorry, Mr. Arsenal, I know you don't want to talk about him, but we just can't rely on him, can we? I think in the back of my mind, I was hoping he'll be back in a few weeks and then maybe he'll get a little spell of games for us and then he might get injured again, but then he'll be back after a few weeks. But I don't think I can even have those expectations to have him on and off anymore throughout the season. I just think I can't expect him to be here basically at all throughout the season. Through no fault of his own, he's just not reliable. Sorry, it's just like laughable, like how is anyone even surprised? Is anyone I mean, the fact that we're all just like, oh well, that figures, rather than like losing our like heads. It just shows like how much we've got used to this guy just not being available. It's like not even a talking point. Malb says, finally, I've been telling everyone selling Xhaka was a mistake. Partey should have gone. Hey, looking at their injury records, the fact that Xhaka never was injured, never broke down, and Partey is just made of glass. You've kind of got a point there, but Xhaka, long-time servant of the club, wanted to leave, you know, I don't think they could have kept him. I think it's more the issue of not replacing Xhaka is the root of all of this, because Declan Rice, I think, is obviously a fantastic Partey replacement. I think he was brought in because of these fitness concerns around Partey. But then replacing Xhaka with Havertz, who is a project, who needs to be moulded, his confidence needs to be built from the ground up, has been such a shambles at Chelsea for the last 3 years. That's where this chaos in our midfield lies. And Declan is having to sweep up everything from everyone. He's here, there, everywhere. I feel so bad for the guy. He's come in and he's doing the same thing that he had to do at West Ham, which is basically picking up the pieces from like the incompetence around him and just it's all about this Granit Xhaka lack of replacement for me. I think it's so crucial to our team. So obviously we need, I think we're going to need, what do you guys think we need to say in January? Do we need a Partey replacement, or do we just use Rice in that role and actually get a competent left 8 to replace Granit Xhaka? Because Havertz is not doing it. I feel like we've got a whole host of like lightweight, kind of airy-fairy, like little attacking midfielders, but no box-to-boxes. So we've got Vieira, Odegaard. Havertz is looking like he's playing in that kind of 10-ish sort of Odegaard role. Yeah, Vieira. Who else? I swear there's another couple of ones. But I just feel like we've got a whole host of those guys who like to buzz around the final third, and no one to be back there in the trenches with Partey or Jorginho. I don't know. Who do you guys think we should? What positions are you prioritizing in January? For me, it's just wipe the slate clean. Havertz is not going to be the Granit Xhaka replacement. Let's get someone who can actually do that job. I'm not sure who that would be right now. I'd have to look into it. I know they're looking at Douglas Luiz from Villa, but he's meant to be like 60 million quid or something. Hey Hugo, what's up? What's up? So yes, at the bottom it says there they might be looking at Douglas Luiz. I think Zubimendi from Sociedad, he doesn't want to go anywhere. So what they need to do is they're obviously going to be, I don't know. He's either going to be like hard-headed and just stick with Havertz at this left 8 role, or they're going to have to get another Xhaka replacement in January. But then they're saying they need to sell someone. Can you sell Partey in January? You know, you need to sell to buy, sell Partey and buy another midfielder. That's what I'm saying. And a forward. That would be lovely. That would be lovely. Ivan Toney, please. But, you know, it's probably going to be another Arsenal January. I always say this going up into the transfer windows. We're really going to see whether the club are serious about winning the title or not. If it's just another cop-out project, couple of players, and we kind of drift into second or third, then I've got serious questions about the ambition of the club. Not the manager, but the club and those guys authorising and deciding transfers, things like that. So, right. England team announced. Eddie not in it. I actually really feel for the guy, because since he got his cap, he got a few minutes on the last international break, and then he scored a hat-trick since, and now he's not been called up again. So I wonder, and he was training, so it's not a fitness thing. I cannot with Gareth Southgate. I hate him. No, I hate Gareth. I'm sorry. And also, he didn't call up Ben White because he said there were a few other players ahead of him in that position at the moment for England. No, he's clearly just fallen out with Ben White. I'm not having it. I do not care. Like, the favouritism is so bad for England. I know you guys aren't all England fans, but those guys who are, you will know the pain. This England generation is so good, and we're just going to play boring football at the Euros. We've got players like Jude Bellingham and then probably get knocked out in the quarters. I can't deal with it. Can't deal with it. But anyway, all of that aside, Burnley, really good, actually. Lyle Foster has come out. Lottie, my sister, hello. So let me know what you think about this. I'm so happy to see that, yeah, Ben is literally the best English right back for the last 15 months. I completely agree. It's just crazy. It's crazy. So, yes, this Lyle Foster story is really cool. So, well, not for him, obviously, but basically has openly come out, and Vincent Kompany has backed him. The club has backed him, coming out with the fact that his, like, talking about depression and how his has got really bad recently, and actually talking about how all he wanted to do was go to bed, and just really, so he's come out and now he's taking time away from the game, and the club are in support of him and is saying that he's working with the best professionals. And I just think it's so important and so fantastic that he's come out and the club has come out, and not only that he's come out and said like I'm out for mental health reasons, but has actually had a chance to talk about like the way it affected him and stuff, because I think obviously these guys are our idols, they're inspirations for so many people, and especially for male mental health, making it okay to speak about it. I just can't say how happy I am to see things like this coming out and people talking about it, and it's getting so much more spoken about in the media, and that really, it saves lives. It really does. When it's no, even Vincent Kompany said it's no longer a stigma. So let's hope not. Let's hope not. It's just fantastic. Very close to my heart. I'm sure to some of you guys as well. Wish him all the best, Lyle Foster, and thank you for saving lives by speaking up about your experiences. So, Rooney, Lottie, they've all kicked off in the chat, man. Okay, guys, we will laugh at Lottie, who is a Manchester United fan, and my twin sister. We will laugh at her too. So, right. So anyway, we'll go on to that. First of all, I wanted to show you this. So I think this is a pretty rich statement from Gareth Gaza saying VAR is taking the enjoyment out of football. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I read that, I thought, no, you are taking the enjoyment out of football, mate. It's you. It's not VAR. So VAR and Gareth are equally taking the enjoyment out of football. I don't care about the international break. I don't want it. It's 2 weeks long. The only positive is that maybe some of our players will get back to being fit. But I just thought that was rich of Gareth to say that. You're taking the enjoyment out by playing like 10 men behind the ball, sitting back and trying to hit teams on the break when we could be like the best possession-based national team ever, especially for England. Honestly, you're taking the enjoyment out, Gareth. Sort it out. It's PGMOL, not VAR. Yeah. VAR is fine. It's the people running it, of course. And I also think that VAR is not actually fine, because why do we have so few camera angles? Like, I don't think there are a whole host of like hidden camera angles that the public don't get to see, because if there were camera angles that would validate these like crazy decisions VAR are making, they would release it. They love like clearing their name. So I think if there were clearer camera angles that they're seeing and we're not, they would be released to us so that we would stop blaming them for everything. I think they have hugely limited camera angles around the grounds. We couldn't even clearly see if the ball was out of play against Newcastle, and that's just inexcusable. Like, you've got goal line technology, just extend that across the rest of the pitch. There's enough money to do it. There is. So it's just, yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke. But anyway, I just thought that was rich from Gareth. So news, on the news section, let's read a little bit about our injuries, the whole Ramsdale thing, which I know some of you guys are not happy about. I'm not happy about it, but this was on the BBC and it was a quite nice condensed, it was like the highlights of the press conference rather than having to read all of it, which is just waffle, as we all know. Thank you, Curtis Shaw, for coining that. It's pure waffle. So anyway, read along time. Arteta on injuries, Ramsdale and Burnley. Right. Mikel Arteta has been speaking to the media before Arsenal's Premier League game against Burnley on Saturday. Here are the key lines from this news conference. Thank you, BBC, for condensing it for us. Other than the long-term absentees, there might be a few more missing this weekend, but Arteta said we need to give them 24 more hours to give them a chance. Again, not revealing anything. Oh, Jez, come in. Just whew. No holding back. You say it straight how it is, straight away. Thank you so much for joining me today. What have Jez got to say? None of you who call yourself Gooners are not. If you know the true meaning, give up and show respect to the true Gooners. Yeah, Jez has done a stream explaining like the Gooners are a part of Arsenal history, and I think like a group of people. Jez, you explain it so much better than me, and you're educating me on the meaning of it, and like big up to you, like keep educating us. So thank you. But then, like as you were saying in that podcast with Lee, or was it Southern Gooner? It was Southern Gooner, that some people just don't know any better because they've been born like before, like well after all of this happened. So it's not their fault. It's no one's fault if they don't know certain things. So yeah. Anyway, that was a really great podcast you did with Southern Gooner. I really enjoyed it. Why do you like VAR so much, Fran? Educate us. Grow up. You must be joking. No, VAR is great. I just think the people using it and the way it's been set up in the Prem is just like utter incompetence. For me, I look at other sports. So tennis, where we get incredible like birds. What is it? Eagle. What is it called? Eagle eye or something, where straight away the cameras say exactly where the ball has landed. You get a 3D rendition straight away, and then boom, it's either in court or out of court. And normally you get that when it's challenged by players. So I don't know whether for things when the ball is out of play, maybe we could have like a challenging system if that's needed, or just a challenge system all around. But I don't know. And also rugby, where we can hear everything that the ref is saying, and it's so clear why the guys in our country, well, in our sport, football in the Prem, don't want to be doing that. It's because, as we've seen from that shambles audio that they released, what it was a Manchester United goal, wasn't it? I can't remember, where in the end, like, they're just saying, like, I don't know, we can't do anything about it now. And then, like, fuck, sorry for the language, Lottie, or anyone who cares. But yeah, they're not releasing the audio because they'll look like tits that have no idea what they're doing, because that's they can't hide who they are. You know, you can release edited little little sections that you want everyone to see, but if they had the mics on them all the time, we'd be like parading in the streets with pointed sticks, just telling them to get out because they're so rubbish. So yeah, I've gone on a tangent again. I've gone on a tangent. Lottie, that's your fault. Let's go back to the press conference. So Bukayo Saka did not train yesterday. Surprise, surprise. Maybe because actually, even at Sevilla, it's been particularly bad recently. But I feel like I'm always saying that the tackles that Saka receives, like, I feel so badly for the guy. Like, he gets no protection. It's only a matter of time before he gets seriously injured. No, the second you see him limping, take him off. I'm very annoyed. He better not get injured. He better not. And you'll see in my starting lineup that I'm not actually starting Saka. So protect him. Right. Bukayo Saka did not train yesterday, but Arteta said he still has a chance to feature this weekend and for England. We want our players to play for the club and national teams. Let's see if he can make it tomorrow. Nah, no. Don't let him go to England. Sorry. We need to win the title first. Then they can worry about the Euros. Okay, that's being selfish. Let him play for England, but Gareth Southgate's probably going to play him for 2 full games. I just can't be bothered. I don't want Saka getting injured. We need him too much. He's already overplayed. Anyway, Arteta is trying to see the positives from the injury situation and said other players have to step up, and that is a good test for the team. Yep, I completely agree. Players like Fabio Vieira, Havertz, Nelson, who I believe does step up every time he's given 5 minutes, but I don't think it's fair that he's not given more of a chance, and Saka is rested more. Trossard always steps up, but yeah, they do need to step up. Someone try and claim that left 8 role, because at the moment it's an absolute shambles. Right, meanwhile, Aaron Ramsdale still has a really important role in the team. I wonder how Ramsdale feels about that. So I was thinking about how Ramsdale must be feeling, and this is a little bit of a niche example, but of course I did. I played cello in the school orchestra. Yes, I'm so posh. Not really. And for years, so the better instrumentalists are closer towards the conductor, and so for years I was like edging a little bit closer. All I wanted in my 12-year-old self was to be on the front row. And bear with me, people, bear with me. And finally, I got to like year 10, and I was the best cellist. Next orchestra season, I was going to be right in front of the conductor, lead cellist, playing maybe a solo. It was just the culmination of my young little life. I was so excited. And just as I got there, as I worked so hard to raise the level of our cello section, a new cellist came in from a completely different school, and she was like she was grade 8, and like she was about the same level as me. Yeah, you can see where I'm going. Yeah, and my first spot, the first cellist spot, I just got shafted straight away. She went into first place. She hadn't earned it. She hadn't been working like in our team. I earn it. I practiced it. And I remember feeling so annoyed. And that's what I'm saying. So Ramsdale is me, yeah? And David Raya is that other girl who came in acting like she owned the place. But she did not deserve to be first cello. And I've been working so hard for it. And just, it's even making me angry now. Steph, you didn't deserve it. I deserve to play the Swan. Gah! It's made me so angry even now. So I'm just trying to imagine how angry Aaron Ramsdale must feel that he's done all the... You do remember this, Lottie. I was so angry. Fran, I knew you're posh. I'm kidding. I can't even hide it. I can't even hide it. So no, we're not having a cello performance. But anyway, I went on a random shamble again, a random hike. I'm so tired, Lottie. This is your fault. You're working me too hard in the gardens. But anyway, what I was saying is that he must feel like he's been slapped in the face when Arteta said he still has a really important role in this team. That would be like the conductor saying, you're still really important to us, Fran, even though you're not first cello. I would have been really annoyed. So, you know, he's great. Ramsdale has the best character out there, but he must be pretty annoyed right now. And it feels like however hard he trains or however badly Raya does, he's not going to get back into it. But anyway, Rancid Pumpkin again saying that you don't care anymore about the goalkeeper situation. And I kind of agree with you. Raya's first choice. I want him to do well. Yeah. So where are we up to? Right, on the Premier League's key match incidents panel saying Anthony Gordon's goal against Arsenal was valid. Interesting. We had a lot of reactions after that match, said Arteta. It's time to move forward and talk about Burnley. Yeah, he's still fuming about it. I kind of wish he'd like stuck with it and gone like, well, they're wrong too. But I think he knows that the backlash would have just been like too much. So it's good, like he just let that go under the radar. You guys know what we think about it. I think that panel is just as rubbish. Apparently they've got a PGMOL that representative on that 5-person panel. So yeah. Mr. Arsenal podcast. Other flashbacks are flooding back. Yeah, it was traumatic. Right. So yeah. Anyway, Arteta said the group is still really tight and we still have to do a lot in terms of Champions League qualification. I think he's saying that so his players don't get lax, which I'm totally on board with. And on Burnley, he said the way they have transformed their way of playing, let's hide this, and how they continue to play is remarkable. It is remarkable that they're continuing to play like that, even though they're second from bottom from Luton. That's actually a bit shady from him. The way they've transformed their way of playing and how they continue to play is remarkable. That's how I read it. But big up to Vincent Kompany. So for those who don't know, he's playing like proper beautiful style football, like passing, possession based, and it took the Championship by storm. But now they've come up into the Prem and it's just leaving them completely open at the back and it's not allowing them to score much at all. So it's kind of backfiring, but Vincent Kompany sticking to his guns. And if he does decide to stick to his guns this weekend, then I think Arsenal could tear him apart. So yeah, anyway. Oh my gosh, I was only meant to come on for an hour and it's already been 40 minutes. Right, let's get on with it. So I just wanted to show you my thumbnail again because Arteta versus VAR. We've spoken about it. I'll skip through this bit. No, Gareth, you're taking the enjoyment out of football. So Newcastle stats really quickly. It was terrible. Regardless of the VAR decision, two things can be true, right? VAR can be shit and we can also have played shit, which I thought we were really good defensively. We didn't deserve to concede that goal. However, we had 59% possession. Match stats Arsenal. We had 14 shots and only one of them was on target, which is terrible. Like, it's terrible conversion. One shot on target. They had 9 shots and 2 were on target. We need to be getting more shots on target, boys. Who was up front in that game? think it might have been Eddie, but you have to let me know. 11 corners and only 1 shot on target as well. I'm not sure what's happening with our corners, but that's bad. Or it could be credit to Newcastle being tall and big and good in the box. But VAR was bad, but we created like 0 chances. A draw would have been a fair result. Okay, bad. I was not happy after this game. So Sevilla, few days later, we play them at the Emirates, back from a very loud, cold, far away St. James's Park, back in Emirates Stadium. Is it the Emirates or Emirates? Because I know Harry Symeou says it's Emirates Stadium, and then everyone else says the Emirates. I think it's supposed to be Emirates Stadium. So I'm going to Emirates Stadium, but it just doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it? Right, 13 likes. Thank you, Static. Keep hitting the like button, everyone. That's slacking. That is slacking for a Friday night show. More, please. I'm kidding. Hey, Mr. B. You're missing Graham Norton for this. Well, go and watch Graham Norton then, Phil. Bye. And I'm kidding. Thank you for being here. Please don't go. Right, so stats against Sevilla. We had a lot more possession. Sevilla were very poor. We had total shots 11, the same. Well, we had about 14. We had 11 corners. We only had 4 in this game, but anyway, and 3 were on target, which is much better. And is it a coincidence because Trossard was playing up front and not Eddie? And Eddie's either like hat-trick scoring, amazing last-minute winners, or just pretty non-existent. Whereas Trossard, I feel you know what you're getting from him each game. You're going to get shots on target. He's going to like try and get an assist. I would much rather see Trossard up front. Not that I don't love you, Eddie, but you're just not consistent enough. Although, having said that, Sheffield might be a good game for Eddie because he can play against like, rubbish teams, basically. I can play against rubbish teams. Talking of playing against rubbish teams, Chelsea playing against 8-man Spurs, and they were still not managing to get like any shots off. That was a mad match. And the Copenhagen match. I actually ended up watching the Man U Copenhagen match. Someone unliked it. Sorry, Static did 13 likes and then 12 likes. Like and subscribe. That's so upsetting. Okay, I just won't mention the likes, and then you can't get annoyed at me for mentioning it. Okay, right. So yeah, Trossi was epic. It will be on iPlayer. I can't leave you. Oh, thank you so much, Phil. I really appreciate it. Sometimes I feel like if you weren't here, it would just be me talking at no one. So thank you. They were down to 9, not 8. It was 8 outfield players. Yeah, Fran, that was crazy. Lot. I can't believe it. I said, yeah, hit the likes, everyone, and someone unhit it just out of spite. I can't believe you guys. Just you're like Gary Neville. You're bitter. I'm kidding. Right. So yeah, we had more chances on target. Basically, it was a bit better, but I personally am not taking too much from Sevilla because they were so poor. So for me, I still have yet to be convinced that our progression moving up the pitch is going in the right direction. However, noticing the calm and controlled way that we did beat Sevilla, I had a thought that this is, in fact, actually a team that's like doing a marathon, not a sprint, and they're playing for the long run to be able to have a really great finish. It's like if you were doing a 1,500 meter race, actually less, it's 5K meter race, starting off really steady, not expending too much energy. The team aren't sprinting all over the place. They're keeping control. They're making basically expending less effort. It's less exciting for us to watch. But if you watch, they're saving effort for the end of the season, and that will also help prevent injuries as well. So I know it looks slow, but I was thinking maybe that's actually quite clever, and they're saving energy for later on in the season. We can only hope. Maybe I'm just doing copium. So anyway, we're looking good in the Champions League. So we're at the top. And thank you again, BBC. So Arsenal will advance as Group B winners if they beat Lens at home on November the 29th. We played really well against Lens away, and it should be better at home. So that'll be great. Straight through to the last 16. The Gunners only need to avoid defeat to secure a spot in the last 16. It'd be nice to win the group, wouldn't it? Mikel Arteta's side might already be in the last 16 before they kick off at 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time if Sevilla beat PSV Eindhoven, which Sevilla could if they decide to actually show up. PSV, Lens and Sevilla could all still reach the knockout stages. That's exciting. That'll be exciting watching them battle it out. Hey, Connor, I've been really enjoying your shows on TJ's channel. Everyone subscribe to TJ Warren TV and follow CMO Editing. Those guys are great. Those guys are great. They're like me, but not so like simpy towards the club. You guys don't care about like dissing the club on and saying it how it is, where I can sometimes like, I think I can be a bit too kind sometimes. But anyway. So, hey, BX, our defense is carrying this team. Yes, it actually is. We're like, oh, let me show you. Right. I'll show you. Wait for it, guys. You've got to wait. BX, you made me think of this. Hold up. Wait. So, remove, present. You made me think of this. So at the moment, this is our team. So our defense is like incredible, and then going forward, there's just nothing. So this is Arsenal at the moment. Fran, you're certified fire. Oh, first time that's ever been said about me. Thanks. Yeah, you're right. So BX, we're incredible at the back, and then going forward, we're just creating nothing. Yeah, it makes sense in my head. So anyway, I'm gonna cry. Okay. Anyway, I also used to look at that when I did commission artwork, and people would ask like, "Can I get a bit of money off this commission?" I just say, "Okay, well, this is what you get." Anyway, right. Anyway, chat catch up time. Let's see what you're saying. What the hell is that? It's okay. It's a meme. It was like this thing going around, like artists saying, "You have to look it up." We'll have to look at that. Always in the middle of the North Bank, Phil. That's where I used to sit at Highbury, and Jez was there. Oh, you guys might have known each other. That was so cool. Lottie said, don't talk about Copenhagen. So chat, if you're still here, please talk about Copenhagen as much as you possibly can for my sister, because she came all the way to Gunners versus Cancer and then still chose to support Manchester United. So please remind her about Copenhagen as much as you can. What is my sign doing? What colour should we go? Ooh, blue? Pink. Keep it a pink. But yeah, everyone comment about Copenhagen. That game was absolutely hilarious. But I've got to be non-biased and say that Rashford should not have been sent off for that tackle. We all need to call out the inconsistencies in an objective light for anything to happen, I think. So Rashford should not have been sent off, but then they still absolutely capitulated again and again, which was just glorious. Especially because I was watching it with Lottie. Right, but anyway, Burnley. So mixed bag of results this week. I mean, we had the West Ham loss and then the Newcastle loss and the crazy VAR stuff. Arteta, Varteta, PGMOL in the mud. Arsenal's in the mud. Gary Neville's going nuts. Jamie Carragher's flip-flopping all over the place. They hate us. They really hate us. So we must be doing something right. I mean... Yeah, it sucks. But I'm going to call them all out when they start moaning. Carragher was even moaning about VAR like a few days later. So I'm going to call them all out. And I'm also going to support them when their clubs get done dirty as well. We've got to all be together in this. So anyway, we've got Burnley at the weekend. Sevilla was good, but it wasn't excellent. What I would really like to see to kind of put to bed the last week of up and down performances. My emotions have been all over the place since that West Ham and Newcastle loss. I mean, I was gutted to lose the undefeated record, but Spurs did make it much more bearable by losing 4-1 and getting 2 players sent off. And Maddison's out as well, and someone else is Van der Ven as well. So I think the elephant might be falling off the tree, and Spurs might be crumbling sooner than we expected, which is just beautiful news. But we've got Burnley tomorrow, 3 p.m. So you're going to have to watch it on completely legal streams. Yep. As will I. Maybe one day soon I'll be able to do a watch long, but as you guys know, I watch it with my boyfriend, and him and I, he won't accept me doing a watch long at the same time. We need to watch it together, and then we talk about it, and then I'll come on and talk about it. But maybe one day. We're playing Burnley, and I really, really, really want to see an exciting performance. We get it that you know how to pass around the back, control the ball, but I now need to see a bit of a balance between that and a bit more spicy attacking play. I feel like it's very, like, we might score, we might not, because players do not have a license at all to kind of have fun and create stuff going forwards. It's very much like control the game, slow passes, pass back and side. But I think he needs to let loose the reins a little bit and let them have a bit more fun going forward, which we saw a bit from Martinelli and Saka at the weekend. Some great link up with Trossard. It'd be nice to see. You'll see my starting 11. I'd like to see Reece Nelson in there. We need to find a balance between the explosive fun and chaos of last season and this really metronomic, controlled play that we're seeing this season. I think if we can find that balance, then it's going to be perfect, because clearly what let us down at the end of last season was the defense just like just having a head loss every game, and just our defense was so leaky towards the end of the season. So I think what he's done is really pulled back the attack and gone back to this is how we defend. But we've also lost a bit of that spark going forwards. So bring back a little bit of that, find the perfect medium between this incredible defense, by the way, and the free-flowing flair play going forward last season, and will be a force to be reckoned with. I think it's early days. He's just trying to get that balance, and I hope tomorrow to see a bit more of that spark and flair going forwards whilst keeping the solid defensive back line. So that's what I hope to see tomorrow. Oh, and here's my starting 11. So get your starting 11s ready. Thank you for all the comments, by the way. Hey, Tyrell Gunner TV. Everyone subscribe to this guy. Remember, big up your podcast in the chat. I will always share it. I don't have a big channel, but we help each other grow. Right, Tyrell Gunner TV saying he feels really sorry for Nelson. And as you'll see, my starting 11, I would actually start Nelson. You're going to hate the Cedric shout, but I'm going to keep shouting for Cedric because we're pretty much screwed if Ben White gets injured. There's no depth in right back. I suppose Tommy can play there. Tommy can play there. But yeah, I think sell Cedric if we're not going to use him. Do you know what I mean? He's just one of those players like taking up wages at this point in. So El Neni and Jorginho out. Good point. Good point. Good point. Good point. Good point. Good point. Mr. Arsenal also saying, Lottie, have a word with yourself. Arsenal have moved on from the banter era. That title is fully yours now. It actually is, Lottie. Like, come on. Come on. Oh, thank you, Mr. Arsenal. That will be fun. I guess Saka will start, said Connor. Even with his knock on Wednesday, his leg hasn't fallen off yet, meaning Mikel will play him. Even if his leg fell off, he'd have him out there like hopping with a... I can't. That poor boy. That poor boy. Lottie accepts that from Mr. Arsenal. But anyway, let's go through what I would like to see. I know it's not going to happen and it's kind of dumb and out there. And after this, I'll tell you what I think actually is going to happen. But right, Tomiyasu... I do want to kind of preserve him because, as we know, he is also made of glass, like so much of our team is. But I'm not having Zinchenko there because I'm having Zinchenko replacing Odegaard, who I believe is still out with an injury, a hip thing or something. But yeah, anyway, I think Zinchenko has all the attributes to do really well in the Odegaard role. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you would do though. So I'm starting right at the back because, you know, that's just what's happening. Cool. I really want him to succeed. I think he's a really nice guy. But not that that's got anything to do with it, Fran. Stop thinking the players are nice. Okay, anyway. So Kivior, I want him to see him get some game time. They've scored 9 goals this whole season, and they've conceded like 20 something. I was listening to a Burnley podcast before coming live, and apparently they are so bad going forwards. So if you want a bit of a low pressure game for a less experienced defender, bring Kivior in. I want these players getting minutes so that when we do need them later on in the season, when other players get injured and things like that, they'll be ready, up for it. They'll be match fit. So I want Kivior. I want Tomiyasu. Hopefully he'll get quite an easy game. Although we can't, I feel like I'm underestimating Burnley a bit. We can't do that. It's Vincent Kompany. He'll be playing against Arteta, who he like trained with under Pep and stuff. So it's exciting. I love Vincent Kompany. I actually really hope they stay up. But tomorrow, I hope they get battered. Sorry. Do us a favour, Vincent. Come on. Saliba, I don't want to overplay him, but hopefully, again, it should be such an easy game. Defensively, hopefully. And we do need him to kind of solidify the defence. Then right back. Okay, I shouldn't have Cedric. But yeah, it's just my point that Ben White, he's playing every single game for 90 minutes. We barely ever see him taken off. And I worry that he's going to get injured if we keep it up like this. So I want Ben White to be rotated a little bit. And I don't really see another option apart from Cedric or Tomiyasu. I literally looked through the squad and I was like, Jesus Christ, if Ben White is out, it's Cedric. So we must prepare for all eventualities and give Cedric some minutes. I'm biting my tongue and I'm saying that. But anyway, Jorginho, really good point coming from Static that El Neni would actually be better in there. But I think this is a game where we will have a lot of possession. And despite his lack of excitement going forward, Jorginho is very good at keeping possession, keeping the ball ticking around, lovely jubbly. It's when it's the really high tempo, aggressive games, that's when he's just like completely a fish out of water. But these kind of games where we got the ball, he should do really well there. And I'd like to see Rice being allowed to try the Xhaka role, which we've seen him do really well. Hey, Oregon Goon. Hello. That's exciting. Nice to see you in the chat. Dal, Oregon Goon. I believe it's Dal, right? I get confused because there's Southern Goon or Oregon Goon. There's a few like US-based Goon names. I get you guys confused. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so let me get back to it. I would love to see Zinchenko. I'm going to keep calling to have Zinchenko in midfield, please. With Odegaard out, I think he would be perfect in the Odegaard position, not having so much defensive responsibility as he does in the back line, but being able to use all his really exciting attacking qualities. Get him in midfield, Arteta. That's what I'm saying. Martinelli had a great game. He's back fresh. He's not in danger of being burnt out. Let him go with Rice. And Trossard, who we linked up really well with at the weekend. Trossard did great. Let Trossard start. Fantastic. And Nelson, for a bit of danger on the right-hand side, give Saka a break. However, Crispy, I think that's the first... Is that the first comment from you? You come in just on my lineup and go, I'm sorry, Cedric must go. Yes, he must. Hey, they're saying if we want to bring someone in January, then we need to sell players. Cedric is spot, like top of the list. Get him out. Because if Ben White gets injured, it'll probably be Thomas Partey at right back. Like, Cedric's just not going to play. So, yeah, anyway. Going to be late January, Phil, bro. Yeah. Looking forward to Timber return. Give us a bit more depth in defensive roles, at least. Bang on, Connor. I'll have to get you on soon. I love, like, Connor knows so much, guys. He's, like, this similar age to me, but actually way more knowledgeable. Yeah. Rest Ben. He's such an amazing player, isn't he? Okay. I agree. More squad rotation. Jorginho does slow things down offensively too. However, I think a game like this, it should be so one-sided that we might be able to survive that. And we'd have Nelson kind of offsetting that. So let's see what I... Don't put me on the spot, Fran. Connor, say something intelligent. Right. But yeah, they are doing really good stuff over on TJ Warren TV. Go and subscribe to him. He works so hard. TJ, I do not know how he does it. He's like a Duracell bunny. He's streaming every day. He's on Tottenham Away. He's working with Sarcasm. He's with Flawless. Just go and subscribe to him. He's amazing. So yeah, 17 likes. Thank you guys. Don't unsubscribe now I've mentioned that. I see you. I mean, don't unlike it. Who does that? Come on. Right. So this is what I think Arteta will actually do. So I think it will be the same old back four. And it's only a matter of time before White or Gabriel or Saliba breaks down, because they're playing 2 matches a week, you know. Rotate the back line. They're so good for us. But in games like this, you know, lowest scoring team in the league, I believe, give them a break, rotate, because they are going to break down eventually. Rotate them, you know. So that's what I think. But I reckon I'll go with the same back line. I think Zinchenko will be left back, not Tomiyasu, because Zinchenko is really good when we are playing the low block kind of teams, because he's not as under pressure defensively and just needs to kind of create and pass the ball around. So, and I also think Jorginho, Rice and Havertz, that seems to be the formula at the moment. Yeah. Havertz, I've seen minor improvements, like really minor. But as I was saying, it's like, oh, he ran quite fast. Oh, he passed the ball. Yeah. So I'm just seeing basic things that every footballer does that my friend's five-a-side team do, and then saying like, oh, there's something there. I don't doubt that. Actually, I do doubt. I doubt highly that in time we will get like the old Havertz. But I've spoken about this transfer to death. We can talk about it again if you want. I actually love listening. I will thank Havertz for something, and that's just like the never-ending content. I just love listening to like people debate our midfield and just go like, what was Arteta thinking? And I don't know if you saw, but Havertz actually took home Win the dog, which was really cute. So his other half posted a photo of little Win in their house, and that was really sweet. But still, I'm not seeing enough from you, Havertz. Connor said, I want overlapping runners from the fullbacks instead of inverted. Is that intelligent? Yes. I mean, maybe a good left back, like, oh, I don't know, Kieran Tierney would do that. But no. But I mean, I understand the left side inverting, but then surely that means give Ben White the orders to like fully overlap with Saka, and he's doing it a little bit more, but nowhere near enough. Martinelli and Saka and those guys are just on their own, really, with a non-existent attacking midfield at the moment when Odegaard's been off form and Havertz is just a ghost. So, yeah. UC 18? Pardon? How is the club dog, please? Ah, Lottie, funny you should say that. He's gone home to spend the night with Kai Havertz. Not much more I can say there, really. Maybe Win can inject some energy into Kai and some desire. Maybe he can throw a stick with her a little bit and then get a little bit of that determination. Come on, Win. Come on. If anyone can light up Kai Havertz, it's you, Win. Lottie, but our club dog is really cute. Go on my YouTube community tab. She's so cute. You getting Pepsi payments? No, I wish. Pepsi, if you're watching, you know where I am. Crispy says, hopefully Arteta picks Trossard over Nketiah. It works, damn it. It does. It was so much better. And we even saw the stats difference between Sevilla and Newcastle. Many more chances created. He links up so much better with the centre forwards. But I think Eddie will play because he did really well, to be fair, against Sheffield, and this is a similar kind of team. We do need Eddie to be more consistent. We do. If we want Arsenal to do well, Eddie has to do well. But I'm kind of in the camp of just play Trossard. Like, yeah. So Win is fine, thanks, said Crispy. Thank you for asking, Lottie. That's very kind of you. Lottie's here in the chat. Thank you very much. So that's very likely to be the same lineup as I predicted. I hope so. That would be like major brownie points for me. Yeah, I think that'll be the lineup. Make of it what you will. I don't think Saka should start. Everything else is fine. Static saying, Lottie Sini, trust me, it's the weirdest thing ever. Imagine if you had a hippo at your football club. Oh my gosh, can you imagine the Old Trafford hippo? What's your training? Carrington, the Carrington hippo. I would die. Their stadium leaks enough as it is, so the pitch is probably like waterlogged, and the hippo could just wallow in your. That would be amazing. That would be so good. Yeah, Ten Hag. Imagine if he just like goes on this neurotic like descent into insanity, and he gets like a Carrington hippo, and he plays Maguire up front. I just feel like it's getting to that state. Like that guy's under so much pressure. A Carrington hippo, please. What would you call it? Yeah, try and think of a Manchester United hippo name. It's not going to me, but something like Ronaldo. Yeah, it's getting towards the end of the stream, guys. I'm losing it. So your score predictions, everyone. I think it'll be 2-0 to the Arsenal, which is fine. It's fine. It's not the fireworks of last year. But we're in it for the long haul. Conserve energy. I'm fine with that. Get the 3 points. But I just want to see a little bit of spark going forwards. But I'm fine with a scoreline like 2-0. Save energy. I don't want us to crumble again at the end of the season. I'm okay with like the slower games, but I just don't want us to lose that attacking threat. So 2-0 to the Arsenal. I'll be very happy. I'll be doing a review stream probably on Sunday, saying how happy I am. So you're back. Hello, Niall. Yes, I'm back. Hey, Gil. What was it? Is it you who ordered the poster? I'm trying to work out who Ryan Gilbert is. If it is, then thank you so much. So hello. Hey, Fran. Drawing Havertz is a piece of cake, goggles, big nose, and a tash. Hopefully, Win will think he's a lamppost. Gil, that's so savage, man. You. Sorry, I meant rats. Garnett chipper. Lottie, that's a leap from you. So the Carrington hippo would be called Garnett Chippo. It sounds like an Italian mafia boss name. You got a Garnett Chippo. I don't know how I got here. Just saw this. Welcome, Andrew. We're talking about Arsenal have a club dog. Manchester United, the next reasonable step to improve their form is getting a club hippo. Yes, so if anyone is new here, welcome. My name is Fran. I do football art, like the art you see behind me, and I also talk loads of shite about Arsenal. So welcome. We're just reaching towards the end of the stream. I thought I'd also go through a few interesting weekend fixtures. So the one I'm mostly looking forward to, non-Arsenal related, is Chelsea-Man City. I think Chelsea are going to get absolutely dismantled, and I'll be so happy to see it. Yes, so Chelsea-Manchester City. Although, I mean, a Chelsea upset would be better for us. Anything we can take in this title race. So maybe I'll be Team Chelsea. Stamford Bridge all the way. Come on, you Blues. Chelsea. So actually, I will be supporting Chelsea on Sunday, but I don't see anything other than a comprehensive Chelsea defeat. What other fixture have we got? We've got Wolves playing Spurs. Can't see anything other than a Spurs win there. Arsenal, Burnley, convincing win, please, Arsenal. Crystal Palace, Everton. Not sure I'll be tuning into that. Manchester United, Luton Town. What do we think? Three points for Luton. They are. Come on, Luton. Bournemouth, Newcastle is the one they're showing. I mean, that's on Sky Sports, and I imagine it will just be a Newcastle thrashing. So it is crazy, the ones that they're showing on Sky Sports and the ones that are, being left out for the 3 p.m. kick off. Andrew says, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how I'm here. Man City losing. Man City are losing consistency. What did you mean, bro? Hey, 18 likes. Thank you, everyone. Remember, please do hit the like button. And on Sunday, we've got Aston Villa Fulham at 2. That's a quite interesting, like, mid sort of high, maybe European spots battle. Although Aston Villa should probably do better. Fulham are a little bit uninspiring this season without Mitrovic. Brighton versus Sheffield. It's not great, is it? Liverpool, Brentford. That could be an interesting one. West Ham versus Forest. Again, the main one, though, is Chelsea, Man City. I'm really excited about that. I see 19 likes. Thank you, everyone. Girl, we need JURRIEN back. Are you an Arsenal fan, Andrew? Yes, I'm so gutted. Look, let me show you. So that's my painting I did of him. Yeah, there's a video of how I did it, a time lapse on my channel, and JURRIEN actually liked it on Twitter. So it only got like 24 likes on Twitter, but like, bless him, like this, one of the likes was actually him. So yeah, JURRIEN, we're just waiting for your return. Yeah, oh, I'm so excited. Hello, Bargav, what's new? Oh my God, you've just joined us. We're about to finish. Yeah, I've got a Domino's that's in the oven that I need to go and eat. I'm so sorry. It sucks that there's no football tonight. I'm just going to have to survive till tomorrow. And then we'll have 2 weeks off. Oh, my days feel so empty in international break. I'll just come on and talk to you guys and we'll talk about everything. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm just dreading the international break. My life feels empty. My soul feels hollow. I hate it. Gareth Southgate, you're a disgrace. Anyway. Right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Static said, Fran, it deserved 1 million likes, especially that Timber liked it. See, I'll be honest though, the Twitter like algorithm's not on my side. I used to be like all over Twitter, and my account is Teeny Sketches, and I was like at 6,000 followers. But I don't know. Twitter's just so like, it's so grubby. Like if you say one thing wrong, then everyone jumps down your throat. And sometimes I would like criticize a transfer or something, and then it was like mob mentality. Unless you're like super ultra positive on there, I feel like you're just gonna get like, yeah, called out and stuff. I mean, I just don't really like Twitter. I'm mainly on YouTube, to be fair. Social media just stresses me out. I need to get better at it. If anyone, when my channel's bigger, if anyone wants to be a social media rep, like, please go for it. It stresses me out. It really stresses me out. Anyway, so thank you for watching. Thank you so much. I saw a few new faces today. Again, thank you to Curtis Shaw for pointing people in the direction of my channel. In the international break, I will try and do this bird camp drawing, finally. I'll do a poll on, like, so I've got the outline. Ooh, I'm so excited. And then I'll turn that into a hoodie as well. You can see my t-shirts and hoodies. They're really good Christmas presents. Because I'm bad at social media, I haven't plugged it. And yeah, go, if you need a Christmas present, honestly, t-shirts are $19.99. Hoodies are 20-something. So please go and check it out. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm sure something will pop up in international break. Always with Arsenal, something will pop up, I'm sure. So yeah, you got called out for being fat on Twitter by an Arsenal fan. They're not an Arsenal fan, Phil. Real Arsenal fans wouldn't do that. Right, Niall says, night, I'm in Spain on holiday. Lucky you, man. Oh, I wish I was in Spain. The weather here sucks. Yes, Mr. Arsenal. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You said at least we have the Arsenal women's team to fill the international void. I didn't even, like, you're so good at following the women's team. I get so engrossed in the men's side that I don't check in too much with them, but I'd love to do that over the international break. Mr. Arsenal, he does really good women's team watch-alongs and streams, so do go. I'm going to have to watch them to get up to date with the international break women's stuff. Andrew Davis, really good point. Get my mental health break. I do need that. I get so tired. So anyway, everyone, look after yourselves. Enjoy this final weekend of football before the international break. But we'll be here. I'll do some live streams of the international break, do a bit of art, do a bird camp drawing, and that should see us through until the Premier League returns. So I'll probably see you Sunday or Monday, and we'll talk about the Burnley game. So again, thank you so much for watching. Hit the likes on the way out. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much again for 600 subscribers. I forgot to say. Thank you so much. We're nearly at 1,000. Yeah, well, kind of. Next target is 700, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you after the match. Not sure when after the match, but sometime after the match. All right. Thank you so much, guys. See you later. Bye.